Hey everyone, it's Casey, and today we're going to go through a chair yoga class where the focus is just going to be on stretching from a seated position. So any seat or chair is just fine, but preferably one that doesn't move around or roll, something that can lock into place and become sedentary, because we want a nice stable chair to be able to work with here, okay? So work with what you got, and wherever you are, we're just going to start in just a normal seated position with the feet flat down onto the ground. And I want you to kind of wiggle the hips back so they're in that back crevice of the chair, and the spine becomes nice and tall, feeling that back support. If you have a little more space, keep curling the sit bones back, and then re-lift up through the spine, all the way up through the crown of your head, shoulders relaxing down away from the ears. Just feel the points of contact of your feet to the floor. And exhale, let all of your breath out. Through the nose, take a slow breath in to fill up the belly, to fill up into the ribs, and all the way up into your chest and shoulders. Hold your breath. And then open up the mouth, exhale, let it all the way out. Slow breath in through the nose, fill up the belly, the ribs, the chest, holding. Open up the mouth, let it go. Now keeping the breath through the nose the whole way through. Inhale, fill up into the belly, the ribs, the chest, holding, and then through the nose, exhale, empty out the chest, empty out the ribs, and all the way out through the belly. Take a couple more on your own and just establish this nice breathing rhythm in and out of the nose. And let's go ahead and blink open through the eyes. So for this next one, we're going to go ahead and sit forward a little bit in our chair, walking the feet forward. And that way we have a little space to move through our pelvis and our spine. Hands cupped over the knees. You're going to inhale, pull the chest forward and up. Feel the lifting of the heart. Really lengthen the sit bones back here. And then exhale, draw your chin to your chest. Begin to curl your shoulders, curl your back, tuck your tail, hold on to those knees. Inhale, scoop the heart forward and up. And then exhale, curling back in. Some seated cat-cow positions. Go ahead and take a few more on your own. Just feel the progression of moving through any discomfort or blockages and freeing up more space to create more fluid movement. Nice. This one can feel really, really good if you've been sitting in a chair for a long time. Just kind of working out the kinks in your spine. And then spine lifts up nice and tall. And from here, we're just going to pull the shoulders forward and up. And exhale, roll them back and down. Just that simple motion can make a huge difference in just creating more postural alignment. So let's pull the shoulders forward and up. And exhale, roll them all the way back and down. Okay, so for this next one, we're going to start with the left leg. Let's extend the left leg all the way out, okay? And I like to sit far forward on this one. So my sit bones are essentially near the edge of the chair. And left leg extends all the way out until I can get it nice and straight. Right knee is just going to stay bent as is. We might even use it for a little bit of assistance here. So inhale, lift up through the spine. You might stay here and feel enough of a stretch in your hamstring already. Otherwise, slowly hinge forward. The hand can walk down the leg. Just try not to press down into the knee joint. We don't want to put extra pressure in the joints. Hand can stay on the thigh, down to the shin, the ankle, the foot, or even down to the floor. I like to use the other hand on the knee for a little bit of resistance so I can easily press myself back up out of this position when the time comes. Give yourself a few breaths. Wherever you are, I want you to just extend your chest out nice and long so you create length into your spine rather than just hunching over, okay? If you feel yourself hunching over, I want you to back off to the point where you can find that extension. Sometimes that means coming more upright, and that's perfectly okay. 2 more deep breaths. You can either stay still. I like to add a little bit of dynamic movement into my stretches, so a little bit of movement side to side, or whatever feels good. Okay, and then slowly press and walk your way back upright into a seat. Just go ahead and shake out that leg a little bit. And we'll do the other side. Bend your left knee, extend your right leg out, nice and straight, spine up nice and tall. Adjust as you need. Take a deep breath in. And exhale slowly, either stay here, activating into the leg, or start to walk your hands forward, down that right leg. Use the left hand on your left knee for support. Right hand can lower to your variation and just continue to lengthen the chest away from the hips, and then gently melting in. Take a few more breaths, and once again, resist the urge to just completely collapse into your back, okay? And especially when you've been seated in a chair for a long period of time, we already create enough of this curly spine shape. So try to extend the spine, back off. It's not so much about touching down to your leg or the floor as it is feeling the hamstrings. 1 more breath here. Slowly walk yourself all the way back up. Shake out that right leg a little bit. Okay, and then let's bend both knees, feet flat on the ground again. Feel nice and rooted through your sit bones. Left hand is going to drop down to the left side of the chair, okay? You can either grab the side, the leg, or you can just grab the side of the chair. I like to shift my hips a little over to the right side just to create a little more space. Right hand reaches up, take a deep breath in. And exhale, lean over to the left side. You can just bend your elbow to arc over, or if your hand's on the leg, sometimes walking the hand down the leg to reach over a little bit more. Open up the chest as you extend out. 1 more deep breath. And then slowly come all the way up and drop your right arm down to your right side. So if you do have an arm on it, you can always hold on to the arm and do the same thing arcing over, okay? Now, shift the hips a little over to the left side or as far to the left as you can. Right hand just grabs the outside of the chair or along the leg. Left hand reaches up. Take a deep breath in, lift the spine a little taller. And then exhale, lean over to that right side, stretch that top arm overhead. Nice and heavy through the hip. Open up the chest. 1 more breath. Slowly lift all the way up and then drop the left arm to the side, scoot the hips all the way back to center. Okay, so now as we scoot forward on our chairs, we're going to extend both legs in front and then we're going to straddle them open, okay? Now on this one, I kind of like to pull the flesh back from my sit bones so I feel a little more anchored into those sit bones, okay? Lift the spine up, try to activate into the quads, reaching through the heels, toes back. You can stay here, lifting your spine and just focusing on the stretch, or on your next exhale, walk your hands down the thighs, maybe to the shins, maybe towards the ankles or even towards the floor with a nice long spine. Okay, if you're in an uncomfortable position where the chair is connecting with your sit bones or glutes, just readjust gently and find that nice little sweet spot. Give yourself just a couple more breaths. Ease into your own depth. Maybe a little bit of movement, just like we've been doing. And then slowly walk your hands all the way back up the legs. Now use your hands to the outsides of the knees to kind of bend the knees, walk the feet in, and you can drop back on to your hands, lean back into the chair, and just sway your knees side to side. Okay. Let's take both legs long in front. Okay, I like to sit a little on the edge on this one as well. Okay, and we're gonna cross the left leg over the right, so the legs fully stack over, okay? And then we're gonna try to slide the left foot up that right leg as best as you can. So if it only comes towards the shin, I want you to just stay on the shin and just let the knee open out to the side, okay? Perfectly fine. Otherwise, if you can get it to cross above the knee, keep it crossed above the knee, and then bend your right knee to lock it into place, okay? If it's below, keep the legs straight. You're just gonna focus on folding over, okay? Otherwise, if it's crossed over, spine up nice and tall. Wherever you are, take a deep breath in and either stay here or exhale, slowly hinge over your legs. Hands can stay on your lap, especially if you're in that full figure 4 shape. Maybe hands drop down to the ground. If you are in the leg extended version, crossing your ankle over the shin, then just walk your hands down the legs, maybe to the ground. Blocks can also be nice. Having props in your chair practice can be great. But if you don't have them handy, learning how to improvise. This one feels really nice. Let's take another breath. And then you're gonna slowly lift the spine all the way up. Okay, so now we're gonna cross our left leg all the way over the right leg. So your thighs are stacked. So if you're extended, go ahead and cross it, and let's just bend our knees, or to the best of our ability. If there's a gap of space, that is okay, okay? Now, once you have the legs crossed to the best of your ability, I want you to scoot the hips back so they're at the back of the chair again, keeping the spine nice and taut, okay? Right hand is gonna connect to the outside of that top knee, and left hand is gonna connect to the top of the chair. And in fact, let's scoot just slightly forward, a little more space here. But I want you to really work on lifting the lower back. Try not to curl into the chair, keep a nice lift. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, you're gonna twist open to that left side. Maybe your left hand walks over the top of that chair. Take a deep breath in, lengthen. And then exhale, twist. Okay, give yourself 2 more breaths. If it feels too much to reach back, you can also swing your legs around to the side. So my legs are to the left side, and then it's a little bit easier sometimes to grab the back of the chair. So if that feels too difficult to kind of rotate into, just turn sideways. Breath in, twist, breath out. Let's just take 1 more for good measure. And then you're gonna slowly bring yourself back around to center, okay? And then we're just gonna uncross the legs, feet down to the ground, and just let yourself slowly fold over your legs. Let your head spill over, nice and relaxed, hanging out here for a moment. And then we're gonna slowly walk ourselves all the way back up, sitting forward. Let's go ahead and extend your legs out. And this time we're gonna cross the right ankle over the shin. See how far forward or up the leg you can draw the foot. If it's below the knee, keep your legs here. If it comes above the knee, bend the left knee, foot flat on the ground. Secure that figure 4 shape. Okay, wherever you are, spine up nice and tall, deep breath in. And exhale, either stay here or slowly hinging forward over the legs. Hands can stay on the legs or on the floor, whichever feels more suiting for you. And just feel the differences in your sides here. Nice, slow breath. Try to ease into that outer glute. Lengthen to the spine. 2 more deep breaths. And then slowly lift your spine all the way up. We're going to take that right leg, cross it all the way over the left with your legs your knees bent. So if that leg's extended, walk it in, legs crossed to the best of your ability. Left hand grabs the knee, right hand reaches back for the back of the chair, or swing your legs over to that right side and then hold the back of the chair, whichever you prefer. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, gently twisting open to the right side. We're going to take a few more breaths here. Find your variation. Breath in, and breath out, twist. Use the hand on the back of the chair to help open up the ribs and chest. 2 more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Last one, deep breath in and deep breath out. Slowly unravel back to center. Swing the legs back to center. Uncross the legs, feet to the floor, and same thing, just let your body melt over, head falls. And with your head hanging nice and heavy, just go ahead and nod your head yes. Bowling ball on a string. And then shake your head no. All right. Walk your hands up the legs. Slowly roll the spine all the way back into an upright position. We're going to open up a little into the chest now, focusing there. So first things first, we're going to take the hands and actually let's walk the sit bones back as much as you can and lean forward, okay? Nice deep bend into the knees. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back, okay? So if the shoulders are super tight, you can always take a strap or something between the hands, okay? But all you're going to do with the hands lifting away from the back, you're going to wiggle the hips back and then lift slightly until you can kind of hook your hands over the back of the chair. Okay, if the back of your chair is really, really tall, you might have to stand up, hook it, and then gently sit down, or you might have to stay standing up to ease into it, okay? So otherwise, once you get it hooked here, you're gonna start to walk the hips forward, wiggle them forward, and begin to lift the chest up, okay? If you had to stand up, hook it, and then same thing, just start to slowly lift the chest. Nice and tall. You might have to get down onto the knees or kneel down just slightly to find that stretch. Few deep breaths. The more the hips walk forward and the spine lifts, the more you're going to feel that opening. Few more here. Okay, to come out, hinge forward, hips slide back until you can unhook your hands, release, and then come all the way up, arms down onto the lap, roll the shoulders forward and up, and then roll them back and down. Okay, scoot forward on your chair. What you're gonna do is your hands are gonna kind of reach back. I like to grab the outside poles. If you don't have poles, you can grab whatever the outside is, or just firmly press your hands down into the corners, okay? Little fists work just fine. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the ribs and chest as though someone has a string attached to your sternum, lifting it straight up. Okay, and then start to keep the heart lifted. Start to bend your elbows towards each other and in towards the chair. Let them connect. And then just work on opening up the chest. From here, pressing the elbows into the chair to find that opening. Now you can stay here, or you can open the elbows and lower your upper back to the top of that chair. If your chair is too tall, stay in the first variation. Make sure the top of the chair is not pushing into your shoulder blades. It should be right below them. Okay, and then from here, you can stay holding onto the chair, or cactus shape your arms and let your heart melt open, or interlace your hands behind your head and let your head fall back into the hands. Wherever you are, give yourself a few deep breaths. And then head up. Hands to the chair, help to press yourself up. And once again, just slowly let yourself roll over those legs. One more deep breath here. Coming all the way up. So if that is all you have time for, that is a great little sequence or variations of them. I'm going to give you 2 more postures here. They are from a standing position, but still utilizing your chair, and you don't have to move very far. So from the standing position, I'm going to face my chair, and I'm just going to step my right foot on top, and then I'm going to lower my hands either to the top of the chair or onto the actual seat. And I'm going to wiggle my left leg back just to create this kind of nice lunge type position. Front knee or the top knee is directly over the ankle. Okay, once again, hold on to whatever feels most balanced for you. And then you're just going to start to sink your hips forward and down. And so you're trying to drive your hips towards the front heel. Keep your chest up. If you need to adjust your hands, adjust your hands. Find the right support and balance for yourself here. 2 more breaths. Man, if you could take some time for this one, every time you're seated for a long period of time, it would make a world of difference. Okay, now you're gonna lift the hips. Hands can press down into the seat, or you can kind of hop your back foot in and then slowly step off. Feel free to shake out the legs. Okay, and then from your standing, now your left foot is going to step up. Hands come down, hop that right foot back, wiggle it. Find that nice stance. Hands can adjust. And then start to feel your hips melting towards that front heel. Chest up. Deep breath. If you don't quite feel it enough, wiggle that back foot back a little bit more. Take a couple more breaths here. And then we're going to slowly pull the hips back, and then you can step off or wiggle the back foot back in until you can step that front foot down. Okay, so now I want you to step your feet back, almost as though you're in a downward facing dog, or actually, yeah, kind of like a downward facing dog. Feet step back. And then I want you to walk them forward just enough to where your hands can rest on the back of your chair, okay? And once again, if it's too tall, you can drop them down to the seat. You'll just need a little bit more dropping into it is all. So with the hands at the top, make sure that the hips are right over your ankles, and then you're just going to drop the chest through and let the heart melt. Nice opening into the shoulders, the chest, and the upper back here. Take about 3 deep breaths. Once again, if your hands are on the seat, it's essentially the same thing. You're just going to have to sink down a little bit deeper into it. And then slowly come all the way back up. Make your way back into your seat. Roll the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, roll them all the way back and down. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in. And just open up your mouth, let it out. One more time, slow breath in. And then open up your mouth and just release. Hands joined together at heart center. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this little practice today. I hope your body feels amazing. Much love and much gratitude to each and every one of you. Thank you, guys. Thanks so much. Stretching can feel daunting already. Sometimes we don't know what to do, but this makes it very practical, very usable in your everyday life. So I hope that this is beneficial for you. I hope your body feels so much better. Even if you don't do all of it, you just pick the ones that feel really good in your body, do them on a regular basis, and hopefully you'll see and feel the results over time. So let me know in the comments how you like this one. If you have any recommendations, I would love to be able to help and serve. I will see you all soon. Thanks so much.